a few people joining, and there's a few people from our team that are planning to join too. So we'll wait for them to come on. In the meantime, just want to say hi to everybody who's on here, and it's a little hard to tell who is coming from where, who's a manager, who might be a business owner, and those things. So I'll go first. I'm Allie Dykstra from DTA, working with the city, Aiken Gardner, and Wilson, the different construction and design teams for the Streetscape improvement project. And then if there are any business owners or managers that have joined us, if you just want to introduce yourselves really quickly, and then our team, once we're all here, can do that as well. Whoever wants to go first, please.
I'm Tiffany from Zips. I'm in our corporate office and just overseeing for our company. Nice to meet you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Tiffany.
Lauren, I am the manager at Pitaya, standing in for the owner, Michael.
Thanks, Lauren.
This is Sam from Slickables.
Thanks, Sam.
From Fat Tuesday.
Chad, thanks.
Camille from Fan Outfitters.
Thanks, Camille. All right, that might be everyone from the merchant side. So if Aiken Gardner, Wilson, and City want to introduce themselves.
Sure, I can start. I'm Casey Peary. I'm the project manager for Aiken Gardner. We're the contractor that's working out on Mill right now.
This is Omar Terrazas. I'm the project engineer off well with Aiken Gardner.
I'm Morgan Kennedy, and I work for the City of Tempe in Neighborhood Services.
Hi, I'm Mark Weber. I'm the city engineer.
Hi, Josh Warren. I'm the construction project coordinator.
Hey everyone, Shelley Seiler. Oh, sorry, Herman. Shelley Seiler, City of Tempe.
Herman Pirey, the project manager for the design. Thank you.
That might have been everyone. Please cut me off if you did not introduce yourself. But I will kick it over to Casey and we can get this show on the road.
Morgan, are you controlling the slides?
Yeah, I can control them for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can we just go to the we start with the project area. It's a couple slides down. Okay, so yeah, for those of you who don't know, the boundaries of the project run from the south end at University Drive. That's the area we just finished up here in August. And it goes all the way up to Rio Salado. Next slide. So the project includes sidewalk and ADA improvements on both sides, east and west side, from University all the way up to Rio Salado. At each of the intersections, there's expanded pedestrian space that they're called bump outs, I guess, at each of the sidewalk ramps at the intersection. Historic markers, those are going to be salvaged and reinstalled throughout the project. Infrastructure upgrades to the electric and irrigation. There's a new 2-foot utility ban that gets installed along the curb line from University Drive all the way up to Rio Salado as well. New bus shelters, there'll be, I believe, 3 of them, as well as bus pads, and new trees and salvaging of the existing trees in select locations. So here's the project progress. So I mentioned the University Drive intersection that was just completed here in August. That included improvements to the traffic signal infrastructure, new sidewalk ramps. You can see on the north end there, the kind of grayer looking pavers on the north side of the intersection. That's what the actual bump outs are going to look like at each of the other intersections. So those were upgraded with this intersection upgrade. We also removed the existing roadway pavers and repaved the roadway as well, along with some new striping. So things are shaping up and we're moving north. So next slide, phase 2. This is actually what we're working on right now. This is the area between 7th Street and University Drive. Again, it's got, when we get actually up to the intersection, it'll include bump outs with those larger scale sidewalk ramps, more area for pedestrians in those areas, utility infrastructure upgrades. That's kind of along the curb line there in that first picture, that red curb line. That's where the new electrical and irrigation upgrades will be installed. The existing pavers are being salvaged. The existing pavers were salvaged in this location, but we're now going to be installing new brick all the way from University Drive up to Rio Salado. So that work is ongoing. That should carry us towards into the end of the year. And then phase 3, which is actually this next slide here. That work is actually getting started. Or I'm sorry, phase 2. I had already touched a little bit on this. These are pictures of the new pavers that are going to be installed in between the intersection bump out areas. This is basically the area from where the new gray sidewalk ramps, the new pavers that are going to get installed in there. This is the area between those. So for instance, between 7th Street and University, we'll have these new red and gray bricks. And then from 7th Street to 6th, 6th Street to 5th, and so on and so forth. Next slide. Again, this is more of the same information. Phase 1 was completed here in August, the University Drive intersection. Phase 2 started towards the end of August, and then phase 3, which is between 6th Street and 7th Street, we're going to get started on the west side there, demoing the existing sidewalk and pavers in there. That'll get started actually later this week on the 10th. So we'll get started doing the outside portion of the sidewalk on the west side, and then the east side will get started on October 21st. And really it's going to carry on. We're going to be doing a lot of Prince and Pete, the same style of work kind of in between the bump out areas, and that'll carry us into mid-summer 2026 for completion. It's kind of a lot of information really quick, but does anyone have any questions?
So the sidewalk will be torn up pretty much between 6th and 7th Street between October 10th and summer of next year.
No, between 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
No. That should only we're about 3 to 4 months for each block.
Okay. And is the whole sidewalk going to be torn up so no one can walk on it at all?
No, so for instance, on that west side, which I think is where it's right over by Zips,
Yeah.
that we're going to be working on the outside or curbside portion of the sidewalk first, and then maintaining pedestrian access towards the building side. So it essentially will be split in half, but we will be maintaining pedestrian access.
Okay.
It'll
Yeah,
look similar. It'll look similar to the top picture. The inside will be removed, and then you'll have the barricades for pedestrian protection, and then you'll have your standard. I think it's 5 foot is what we're going to try to get there to make sure that we have multiple pedestrians can pass each other going both directions.
Okay.
Is there a reason you waited till October to do this section? I mean, with football season and we're right in the middle of our peak season for the fall. between 6th and 7th Street with there's several businesses there that are going to be drastically impacted by this. And I know that you are waiting to do the other side of the street a little bit longer, but like with my concern is Halloween and football games coming up and being able to actually get enough people into my establishment through half of a sidewalk.
So as far as, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I guess I'm just wondering if there's any way to, you know, to if there's any chance that it's going to get pushed back until after on my side of the street. You said you're starting this week on the 10th, but we have football games and we have Halloween coming up in a couple of weeks. Is there any chance that that's going to be pushed back?
Casey, this is Josh. I'm the construction project coordinator on it. At this point in time, we've been given direction by city management that they want us to get this done as fast as possible. So us stopping and rescheduling is probably not something that they're going to want to do, because they do want to try to impact the downtown area as least as possible. And unfortunately, with how the timing of the university intersection improvements with ASU being out and doing all those improvements during that time, trying to reduce the impact on that intersection, the timing has just kind of put us where we're at right now. But that would be something that upper management would have. That would be a decision that upper management would make. And all the information that I've been getting is they want us to move as fast as possible, which is just keep moving up north and doing a lot of self-performing work as well. So it's not the message that I've been receiving. Sorry.
To clarify, so there's a point in time, like I'm from Zip, so if you're doing the curbside first, there will be a point in time where the exact entrance to our side door will be blocked, correct? Because you're going to need to do work on that portion. So we will not have access to one of our entryways at one point for a few weeks.
Well, we're going to address each of those entry points on a case-by-case basis to see how fast we can get those done, but we will be communicating directly with each business owner before we do it. That way we can come up with a plan that will have the least amount of impact on your business as possible, but allow us to get the work done as fast as possible as well, so we can get out of your way.
Okay, so we have a large patio, which I believe shares a lot of the brick with the sidewalk. Is that going to matter? So it's going to probably be different color bricks. Does that?
Yeah, so at this point in time, one of the things that we are going to do to help, because that's going to be the issue that we're going to have with several of the patios when we're replacing the brick on the sidewalk, is we're going to put a concrete band right up next to the edge of the building that will separate the new brick and the old brick. So that would give it a break point, but it'll also give us a neat line to start put the brick up against as well.
Okay. So will we need to close down our patio at all during this construction?
I would hope not. That's not the plan from what I understand. Correct me if I'm wrong, Casey.
No. You won't need to close your patio, no.
Okay. When is the work being done? Kind of all day? If there's just like dirt kind of going around? If it might bother people that are sitting on the patio. So when are you guys doing the work during the day? What hours?
Well, they're allowed to start working at this point in time at almost time to change over. Starts at 7 a.m. and they'll be able to stop at 7 a.m. But I don't think they're planning on working 12-hour shifts. I think they're working an 8-hour shift, and they would probably be out of there around 3-ish every day, I would think. 3, 4-ish.
So 7 a.m. to
That's
4 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Yes.
Okay. Will there be any noise? Like, are they using machines and stuff?
There will be the occasional jackhammer, especially when we start getting in on the corner and curb returns and things like that. I know that they've been using a skid steer to remove a lot of the brick and a lot of the other concrete stuff at this point in time. So that does reduce a significant amount of noise, but there are still some can't think of the right term at this point in time, but the bedding that the bricks go on, some of that is pretty thick and it does need to be jackhammered out.
Okay. Impacting 6th and 7th Street or just Mill Avenue?
Just Mill Avenue.
Hi, this is Tina with Slickables. Will construction happen on both sides of Mill, the east and west side at the same time, or is it west side first and east side, or one at a time?
We are planning to do both sides at a time. At this point in time, the reason why we are not starting the east side at the same time as the west side is because October 19th, there is a chariot race that's going to occupy the section just north of 6th Street. I'm sorry, 7th Street to 6th Street. And that's keeping us from starting that section of sidewalk because they're going to need to stage in those areas. But outside of that, we met with traffic, the downtown business group and things like that last week, just to kind of make sure everybody was on the same page with us moving forward, understanding when we were starting and things like that. So I'm glad we had the opportunity to catch other people up.
And so once work starts on the 10th, I'm assuming all the parking will be unavailable, correct? I'm asking because of DoorDash drivers that come to pick up orders. They often use the loading zone right in front of Bank of America to come pick up.
Yeah, that's correct. The parking lane will be closed.
Casey, did we discuss having pickup points throughout locations in the project? I think we had talked about that at one point in time. If not, let's talk offline about that. It might be something that would help out with the DoorDash deliveries and pickups and things like that. So.
Yeah, actually, that would be really good. A lot of drivers have problems as it is trying to find some place to park so they can dash in to pick up orders. After construction stops for the day at around 3 or 4, can there be a place for them to park for pickup? That would be ideal.
Yeah, I think we should be able to work something out, definitely, to get them into for pickups after construction's done for the day. Yeah, there's definitely room to do that.
So there's no meters going to be available on the street then between 6th and 7th?
That's correct.
Okay.
And
actually...
this is Sam. Go ahead. You can finish first.
Oh no, I think they're going to bag the meters on the west side actually tomorrow. So.
Okay, so this is Sam with Slickables as well. Just a follow-up question regarding the pavers within the patio. I just installed our patio on just one side of our shop. Is there an option for you? So it looks like you guys are going to be replacing the pavers completely up to the building on one side of my door, and then only going up to the patio on the other side. Is there an option for you guys to replace the pavers within my patio as well, so it just doesn't look so piecey, like, hodgepodgey?
I'm not familiar with the area, Casey, that he's referring to. I know that we have something similar to that over off with Pita Jungle, where we had to put that concrete band in there, and they've got some of the old pavers on the south side. They tie into the new pavers, and then we kind of wrap around the corner there. But I'm not exactly sure. Are you aware of the situation he's speaking of?
You're talking about on the inside of the patio?
Yes. So I mean, I don't want to keep the old pavers. If you guys are replacing all the pavers, I mean, I'm fine if you guys want to come into my patio and just demo all that out and replace it with new ones, instead of putting the band and then keeping the old pavers within the patio.
Right now, I think the direction is to not do anything within the patios, and correct me if I'm wrong, Josh or Mark. But maybe that's something that we need to meet out in the field and take a look at.
Yeah, I know that that was given the direction to put the bands in to help give us a dividing line. I will have to talk to Mark offline about certain situations, but I think we're required that if we offer one, we have to offer all. And I'm not sure that's going to be something that this project budget can handle.
Hey Josh, this is Herman. I just wanted to add, like you said, we did look into redoing all the patios, but it was quite an undertaking. As you know, some of these patios are pretty intricate with not just lighting, but also misters and TVs. So it starts becoming a liability for us, for the city to take somebody's fencing down. The new pavers are pretty much the same. They're gonna look new, but it's the same colors. So you shouldn't see a big difference. The big thing for the pavers is we're just fixing that ADA grade on the sidewalks and then getting rid of some of these that have broken off and things like that. But as far as color, you shouldn't see a big difference, especially after some time. They'll look the same.
So I don't understand. Why would you have to take the fencing down to replace the pavers? Because, well, at least my fencing, you know, there's probably like a good foot, you know, up from the posts before there's cross slats. So you should be able to just replace the pavers without having to take the fencing down, or
Well,
at least, you know, as it applies to me.
it's the size of equipment that they may need. Some of the pavers are on top of 6 to 8 inches of concrete, so it cannot be easily removed. Um, you know, especially with some of these fences, I know some of them are stronger and heftier, but it's kind of surgical if we were to go in there, um, leaving the fencing. So as we did an inventory of the existing fencing, there's a lot of them that look to have some structural issues and some cosmetic, and that was part of the decision for not taking on the removal of fencing to do the project.
Okay, so let me get this straight then. So it sounds like if you're trying to fix the grading issue, does that mean if you leave the original pavers within these patios and you put the concrete border, could there potentially be a step, a grade difference from where the patio is to the new sidewalk? Because I don't understand why you would have to demo out the underlying concrete slab to replace the pavers. I mean, because that's potentially going to create a change in grade, no?
So we're gonna add a step where we need to. The grading honestly changes almost every 5 feet throughout the project. There's just a lot of variation. We're gonna have some new curb and gutter, and we're gonna have a step in a few different places, but it's gonna be on the street side in order to get those grades. There's areas where we don't need to do anything. And as you're looking down the sidewalk, the right side may be fine, and as you go left towards the street, it dives down. So it's a lot of that that we're gonna address.
Okay, so there could potentially be a elevation change then, because as you address these issues and you're keeping the old pavers where the existing patios are, I mean, clearly that could potentially create an elevation change.
No, we're gonna put the concrete band around the patio at the same elevation that it's coming in, and then we'll take it from there to the street side.
Okay.
But yeah, it's it really does change. Like, if you walk, well, yeah, I know you've walked it, but if you take a look at it, you see it changes constantly, and
Right.
that's what we're trying to fix, to say put something out there that's more consistent.
Okay.
Josh, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, just in regards to, also just wanted to reemphasize the fact that the part of the decision to go with the new pavers is because of the wet set that they were in is not coming up easy, and it's not allowing the bricks to come up easy. So that's why they have to use the heavier equipment. So even if they chose to try to remove the bricks, if they're set like the rest of them that we found so far, we will tear the fencing up, the gate up on any patio that's in that location. So that's another reason why. But just to address the slope issue, is the steps are the ones that we're talking about to help address some of these slope issues are going to start at 24 inches behind the curb to allow the sidewalk to be more flat, and instead of having such a cross slope that's out of compliance. So that's one of the steps that Herman is talking about at this point in time to help flatten out from storefronts to the curbside to help us with the ADA issues that we're having up and down Mill Avenue.
This is Lori with DTA. I'm wondering if there's merchants that are on this call that might like kind of a personalized visit by the team, just so they can look at the front and just talk about their specific concerns and issues, because I think everybody's going to have a different concern or question or application for their facade and their patio areas. Would that be possible?
Yes.
Sorry, I was nodding my head. I don't know if you saw the reflection or not, but that was me shaking my head.
Yeah, we're more than happy to meet too.
Okay, and the best way to do that, to reach out to you, Casey, or Josh, or Allie, or what's the best way to schedule time for that?
Reach out to Allie, and Allie can reach out to the construction team. I think that would be the best, safest way to communicate. That way you have your line of communication, and she's our direct line to you from the team.
Thank you.
Allie, if you wanted to go over communication and information, here's our slide. Allie's contact info is on this. Many of you probably already have it, but her email's here, and I'll also put it on the chat.
Yeah, that is my email down there. All of these, I mean, the project hotline, those are numbers that you can call for immediate assistance or immediate questions like that, but I'm also pretty immediately available. The merchant newsletter that I send out every week, most of you as merchants should be signed up to that. And I give every nugget of construction information that I hear about, and I put it into that newsletter to try to update you guys as much as possible. But there's always specific questions and specific circumstances for every business. So I would love to set up individual meetings with the construction team to walk through your different patio spaces, to walk through what it might look like, any specific events that you have coming up that we can talk about and possibly talk through, and those things, just depending on the impact that it would have on your business. We want to do whatever we can in that regard to make sure that you're being heard and that your business can continue during this construction. So I'm going to send out an email. I think I sent one out last week and I heard back from a few of you, but I will send out another one because I know those can get lost in there. So if you want to just respond back to that email that I'm about to send out, and if you do not receive one for whatever reason, it's just Ally, ALLY, at spelt out downtowntempe.com. So other things of communication on this slide, there is, I think it was on the last slide, but a website that is housed on the city, just tempe.gov/downtown Tempe refresh. And there's even a merchant tab underneath of there that has the link to all these meetings that we do once a month, and some other useful information on there too. So whichever form of communication you desire, please use it and we'll get to you however we can. Is there anything else that anyone else wants to add?
There's just some more emails and contact phone numbers that you can reach out to Aiken Gardner, the contractor, DTA, like Ally just spoke about, and then the City of Tempe project managers as well. And we kind of discussed next steps, kind of creating that dialogue with the pavers and patios with businesses and having those one-on-one conversations. And then we do have more virtual meetings for the end of the year, Tuesdays at 2 p.m., November 12th and December 10th. Does anyone have any other questions that they'd like to ask the team?
Yes, one quick thing. Are you guys providing signage like open during construction during this period for the businesses?
There is a slide that kind of shows a picture of what we have going on. There are these purple signs that say businesses are open on Mill Avenue during construction. And I need to update my green signage. I'm the one that you see there, we've been watching too much TV. They're just kind of a more fun way of saying to eye-catching things, try to get people to not be afraid of walking into the construction areas and those things. If you have specific ideas of what you'd like to see, definitely reach out to me. But it's signage much like this that you'll see.
Okay, thank you.
Are there specific dates that you guys might have that each business will be impacted by this? Like the chunk of the street that will be affecting our business? Or is it kind of just we're starting October 10th and it could be 3 to 4 months until we complete everything?
Yeah,
We've got
so the other part of this project is once we finish with the pavers on the curb side of the project, we have to get close to the building as well. So that's going to be our next phase. But we will provide it. We have a schedule that we have for this block, and it gives a detailed breakdown of what we're going to be doing over the next several months. But yes, it's going to be we're going to be kind of in your way over the next several months until we're complete on both inside and outside of the sidewalk.
Okay.
And this is Lori again with DTA, and just wanted to let merchants know that we will be putting together some targeted messaging to let the public know through our social, through our subscriber email address, distribution list, regarding accessibility, and that all businesses are open and how they can get there and where they could park, and try to get out as much information as possible to mitigate some of the project obstacles that may be in front of your door. And we'll share that information with some marketing assets with the businesses as well, so that you can share that information through your channels. And together we can help get the word out that all businesses are open as well.
All right. Any other questions for today? If not, we'll sign out. Tiffany, did you have one? Sorry, your mic went off. Okay.
No, great.
All right. Okay, great. Well, thank you everybody for joining today, and feel free to reach out with follow-up questions. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day as well.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.